Seattleites, if you're considering relocating over to our beautiful city of Spokane, then today's video is definitely for you. What we're going to go over is the different things on what to expect, and we're going to explain it from our very own expat.
Hi guys, my name is Sarah Haywood. I am a member of the Living in Spokane WA team, and today we are going to talk about moving from Seattle to Spokane. So let's not waste any time and get started. I myself am an expat from the Seattle area to Spokane. I actually moved over here in 2019. So that gives me a unique perspective if you are relocating to Spokane from Seattle. In today's video, we are going to be covering the topics most people don't want to talk about. That includes the homeless population, the Seattle freeze, and the political climate of the Spokane area. The first topic we are going to talk about, and one of the more popular questions I get, is about the homeless population in Spokane. If you're from the Seattle area, you are no stranger to having a homeless population living amongst you. One of the biggest questions I get from my clients that are relocating from Western Washington to Eastern Washington is, can I expect to see homeless people around? And my answer is yes, you definitely can. At the end of the day, Washington State is a very liberal state. There are a lot of resources for people that are homeless or experiencing homelessness that they can take advantage of to help them get out of it. That means people from all over the inland Northwest region come to Spokane to utilize those resources. So you might notice that there is a homeless population in downtown Spokane. It is much smaller than you would see in downtown Seattle, but Spokane is small enough to where it's something you're gonna notice. Now, technically, the homeless population is decreasing in our area, but it is something that's very hard to track. But luckily, Washington State and the city of Spokane is treating this as an emergency crisis issue. So they are looking into different ways that they can help with this issue and get people into housing. One of the great things about our city is that there are even more resources available, and they're growing every day. So you might be asking yourself, why does this matter to you? Moving from a large metropolitan area like the Seattle area to Spokane means that the homeless population might be more noticeable. But in reality, it is actually a very small community that is decreasing year over year. On top of that, if you come to Spokane, you're really gonna notice that the only area you truly see the homeless population is going to be in the downtown and immediate surrounding areas. Which means if you're someone who wants to have more of a suburban life or a little bit more of a country life, you're probably not going to be running into this issue. The second biggest thing you need to expect when moving to Spokane is that people are nice. Let's be real. We all know the Seattle freeze is a real thing. And consistently, one of the first things my clients notice when they move to Spokane from the Seattle area is just how nice everyone is. You're gonna notice things like people talking to you in the grocery store, asking you how your day went, and you don't even know them. And they genuinely mean well. Now, personally, when I moved to Spokane, I was a little freaked out by this, but I actually grew to really enjoy it, and it made me be more outgoing, which helped me connect to my local community even more. As a Seattle expat, it was super weird at first to have random people talking to you and wanting to get to know you. But quite frankly, it was something that I was actually really happy to experience. Moving to a new city can be very scary, and it definitely helps to have a welcoming population. After all, Spokane is the biggest small town you'll come across. Just ask any Spokaneite or Spokanite, depending on who you're talking to. Another incredibly important thing you're going to have to know about moving to Spokane from Seattle is the political climate you're gonna experience. Let's be real. As a Seattleite, we are used to a very, very liberal political point of view around us almost every day. Spokane's a little bit different. I personally like to consider this area very purple. That's because we have all of the influences of the more conservative northern Idaho while having all of the policy of the very liberal Washington state. So what that ends up feeling like is a giant melting pot of ideas and ideologies. You won't really find any echo chambers here. Now, Being a border city to a more conservative state like Idaho means that there might be experiences of discrimination if you go into northern Idaho. Yes, Spokane itself is politically purple, but when you start to go outside of that region, particularly to northern Idaho, you might come across some major culture shock. In my personal experience, I have never had a bad time in northern Idaho, but I am a white female. Now, there are instances of bigotry and discrimination against others in northern Idaho, so if you're someone who's moving to the Spokane area, I would take that into consideration. Now, the city of Spokane itself is actually very blue, especially around the university areas, downtown, South Hill, the areas that are really heavily integrated into the local community. As you go outside of the city of Spokane into areas like Spokane Valley, Meade, south of Spokane, you might start to notice it get a little bit more red. This is because we are a central metropolitan hub in the middle of an expansive rural area. I personally have found myself as a former Seattleite really enjoying the cross-pollination of ideas that I've been able to have with my more conservative counterparts here in the inland Northwest. I feel like I've been able to grow and understand a greater perspective, not only for the area I live in, but the country as a whole, which is something unique to Spokane that I greatly appreciate. And I definitely want to reiterate that the people here in Spokane are incredibly friendly, even when it comes to political matters. And need not worry, when you move to Spokane, you're going to find your tribe. I personally have great friends on both sides of the aisle, which has led to some really great conversation that I would not have had if I were not in an environment that was politically purple. As a Seattleite myself who's moved to Spokane, I personally felt like these were very important topics that I think need to be covered. Not only does it help you understand the city that you're moving to, it gives you more confidence that it's the right choice. If you like what you saw today, please help a growing channel out by subscribing and turning on your notification bell for the Living in Spokane WA team. If there's a topic you would like covered, please make sure to leave us a comment so we can start a discussion. My name is Sarah Haywood, and I will see you next time.